Hello, everybody. Hello, Internet. Mr. BPG here. And Christian is out for the day. So you're stuck with me on this wonderful Friday evening in February. Happy Black History Month to all you out there celebrating. We've had a nice snowy day to end the day here on February 23rd. And if you're watching, well, hopefully you're going to enjoy this week's weekly recap of the latest news in the world of streaming and streaming as a service, and kind of a rundown from my point of view as some of you have now seen me on front camera for a little bit, but mostly I've been a behind the scenes kind of director, and happy to just quietly be watching here in the background. So looks like we're just going to X and YouTube. Rumble is not allowing it to happen, so I'm just dealing with director stuff in the background. Thank you for checking in. If you are checking in here on either YouTube or on Twitter, go ahead and mark your comments in the comments section so we can kind of get an idea of what we got going on here. So, and let us know what you want us to talk about. Let us know what's on your mind. I'd like to hear from you. If you're up late with us on this Saturday evening, be nice to hear you check in, or Friday evening, and nice to hear you check in and kind of see what's up. So, going into today's news, it was a release week for a lot of different news. One of the big news that I found just going to the different websites this week for Gathering News, what I would do is typically watch the website blogs. So start with the popular ones like YouTube and Twitch and Rumble, and kind of get in there and see what's going on with their news. And so while browsing YouTube and kind of seeing what was out there, we saw that YouTube has now been given 12 consecutive months in a row where it is sitting at the top of the streaming ranks. This, according to YouTube's internal data. Some of the stuff that I saw there was Nielsen is reporting that the Nielsen group was reporting that YouTube is number one among streamers on their televisions, meaning that YouTube is not just something people are using on their desktops or their phones, but they're actually casting it to their TVs. And according to their internal data, something along the lines of 1 million views. No, sorry. I used the wrong qualifier. We're going to go straight up to 1 billion. Yes, billions of hours are being wasted on YouTube or used for study on a regular basis, according to the article put out by YouTube through. Certainly quite interesting how they talked about it on their promo, how essentially they feel like even with Hollywood copying the streaming method that the internet started by making all of their content available for stream, it does still seem to be that YouTube is the top site for people to pick up on streams. We do have new contenders. It's been going up against contenders all the time. YouTube has had to, you know, change over the years and has kind of morphed into this, what we call maybe a kind of a corporate state, but it's still survived pretty far, doing what it does and making its adaptations. And with that many views per day, they certainly are definitely finding ways to bring in that cheddar. Which brings us into our second story of the day. As I was preparing and looking at the different websites, I went over to StreamYard. StreamYard every Tuesday hosts their own blog, and they have a roundtable style, just like EVMux, just like a few of the other companies here. And in their blog, they wanted to promote that YouTube is starting to make more transparent their payouts. What they have described is a very detailed breakdown of how to make an earning for YouTube and kind of what to expect. Putting some of their top influencers' data out there, sort of as a general flex, seeing that companies like Peacock were promoting that their gains in streaming service are cutting into their losses, so they're closing in on getting back to where they want to be. But YouTube decided to put down that flex, and instead of showing the going through the same old YouTube stuff of how we say hiding the data behind the wall, they've gone ahead and opened up and talked about how they're doing it. So in StreamYard's blog webpage, they went ahead and brought up this whole situation about YouTube earnings. Saying, hey, we're still right at the top of all the streaming services. We're still making ton of chatter for you, and seems like the audience is quite interested in what YouTube has to offer. So I thought YouTube over there on StreamYard talking about being one of the premier sites to stream to YouTube just got me, thinking about that. Plus, I said it's the end of the quarter, so a lot of these companies are reporting their earnings and losses, and looks like YouTube wanted to just, put that last flex in before the season moved on, and seems like they're continuing to promote their workers, their, just call it the influencer culture of trying to sell people on that topic. While over on StreamYard, going through their blog, I found it interesting. They put a ranking out of all of the different streaming services that are available, and with StreamYard, of course, being the number one on their list. But if you have to ask me, and you have to ask my list, their number two has been my number one forever. OBS is still out there, and the OBS Studio, not an advertisement at all, because everyone can download it for free. So, I mean, maybe it is an advertisement if you're just looking for a free service to get to YouTube and start putting your content out there to make your way to being an influencer. But OBS recently did an update in December, quite easy to miss because their blog hasn't updated since March of last year. So, they do have a 0.30 or 30.2, I believe, is on the OBS update now. And essentially, they're giving you a lot more audio controls. They're doing their best to make the virtual camera and the settings the same. The interface is still the same as it's always been, and I've been promoting OBS for years amongst my circles as being a great option for those of us who are pirates of media trying to do what we can afford until we can afford more, and then scaling our budgets based on what our clients can afford. But I was having fun over at not the OBS studio, at the StreamYard. And when they suggested that StreamYard was number one, with OBS being number two, I just had to question it. Still working on setting up the show on StreamYard. Currently reproduce the show through a combination of OBS and EVMux. Shout out to both of them for their service. We are paying for the EVMux program because it allows me to mostly seamlessly transition between all of our setups, as well as go live to multiple sources with a click of a button at great ease. Except today with Rumble changing, I'll have to go into the settings and release Rumble at 7 o'clock Mountain Time, I guess, once I go in and find out why it wasn't going live. So if you're out on Rumble and you're missing us there, sorry about that. If you're catching this at the later show, thanks for tuning in to Rumble. Make sure you do all the internet things to continue to help this show grow. So, back in the news, something minor and thing there. It doesn't even involve a lot of our American audience, but it looks like Twitch has made an update to their subscription and pricing. Going over to Twitch's blog, as I said, like I said before, spent most of the week looking at the different websites and their stories and what they had to do. And it was Twitch that had the update that they're raising their prices. Starting in March, I believe, there's going to be $1, a pound, a pence. I don't know. It's some European currency. Maybe it's in euro. But they're raising it by about $1 for their subscription price. With Twitch being a subscription-based service where you can directly subscribe and support the channels using essentially Amazon Prime and the Amazon network to support the streamers that you enjoy. There are millions of people also on Twitch producing streams, and essentially they're just raising their general price for subscription fees, which, don't know the breakdown of what's going to the user versus what's going to the producer, but they are going to be obviously promoting that later. In reading the article, it talked about there being Speaking of Rumble, there was a little bit of beef going down, as far as I could tell, between Chris at Rumble and Wired.com for this next story. Essentially, Wired posted a bit about Rumble being investigated by the SEC. Ooh, the Securities and Extra Cinnamon Roll Commission. They are a scary bunch of people, I guess, and they posted the thing on Wired to essentially talk about what they didn't really have any details on. It was kind of funny reading the article, and we have it linked into. The details will be. Oops, wrong button. We have the details will be linked into the show later. But essentially, Rumble came out and said, "Look, we've got our letter from the Sex and Quarter and Coin outlet, and they say we are not under investigation. And Wired, why are you telling your story if you don't actually know what you're talking about?" There may have been some rumors going around that I saw when I was checking out the Twitter world. Still not quite a big fan of the Twitter world myself, but I guess that is a world unto its own. But essentially, we're referencing. Sorry, I have a funny monitor layout here. We're essentially referencing this story here. And to celebrate that, or just what was already in the plans, Rumble actually became the official partner at the CPAC. CPAC, is that Christians, pedophiles, and cucks? No, no, that's Charlie, Peter, and Carol. No, uh, no. I don't know. Either way, if you're on Rumble, you definitely know that CPAC is live. They've been promoting the hell out of it. CPAC used to be, as far as I remember back, was covered by a lot of the major television stations, and in other cases, it was covered by the internet, and they had different reporters there. Well, now Rumble is the official streaming partner for CPAC, and they celebrated this weekend with a post talking about their new piece over at CPAC. They says proud to announce that Rumble Studio is going to be there this weekend, starting on the 21st and going through the 24th. So if you guys are out at CPAC now and watching us on any of these channels, it'd be nice to check in. But yeah, Rumble is now CPAC, and it's probably going to be getting a lot more of these options as they continue to become more and more well known into the populace of America. Still can't quite hit those YouTube numbers yet, but if they continue to put out quality content and have the groups of people that they want to follow them, they will be able to continue to promote and grow the Rumble brand as it's going. So fun week for Rumble. Didn't see many updates in their studio. Essentially, most of the news was based around pricing and other stuff going on. And then also this week, we had the Streamer Awards. They had been having votes since January and February where you could narrow it down. And finally, the Streamer Awards officially were announced this week. There was a show that they did live in New York, I believe, and all of the winners were posted to their website. And we congratulate all the winners of the streaming awards. They all work hard, and I'm sure it was quite a fun competition because it's a way for the streamers to reach out to their fan base and say, hey, why don't you guys go to this website, to this place, and go ahead and tell them that we're your favorite. So at the Streamer Awards, they had 30 different categories, and of those 30 categories, had chess is one of those ultimate life lessons you can teach someone of how to think both what's in front of you, how to think strategically with the tools you have around you, how to think into the future and plan your moves ahead, how to be aware of the way chess is very emblematic to our own society. So, congratulations to you, chess nerds out there, streaming on the internet. It means it's always available to you. So, and I don't know what I did there. Oh, I know what I did there. I picked the wrong side. There we go. Now on the YouTubes of the sports genre, I'm getting a lot of sports recaps from YouTube. And one of my favorite shows was The Weekly Dumb by John Boy. And they actually started making up their own wiffle ball style game and promoting that. Ton of great content over there on John Boy. Shout out to them from us. You guys are doing great. Keep it up. And here, I don't complain about much, but in my world, words mean things. So if you're going to spell something, it's got to spell something, and you need vowels. You can't just go and just slam a bunch of consonants together. I don't know how you're doing that and winning awards. And I have a title like the Booth Monkeys, and it's still not heard of, or only sort of heard of. We're getting there. I'm not talking about like the controversial aliens from other states. I'm talking about actually from outer space aliens. Take one look at this dude and tell me this dude is not from planet Zebes. Where's he at? Boom. I can't say your name because you are basically an alien, and that's why you don't know how to use vowels. But congratulations on your award. And the official streamer of the year that left the most mark on their viewers, with all the ones we've seen from before, went to Kasinet. So, way to go, all you winners. Links will be in the description of the show notes once the show notes get put online. Thank you for tuning in to the Seven Talents 7 at 7 on Fridays. If you like our content, make sure you like, subscribe, etc. We are not on Rumble live at the moment, but I'm going to fix that as soon as I get off this show. We're definitely live on YouTube, Facebook, and X. So thank you for tuning in. If you are tuning in on any of those, if you are still new to media, liking the video adds it to your playlist and allows you to help the algorithms choose us when suggesting our video to new viewers. Subscribing to the channel gives you access to the videos we post on a regular basis, so you don't miss out on any of the new shenanigans that I get up to. And then, if you can, even share it with someone you may know and say, hey, this is another one of those underrated gems, whatever they called it in the thing, that would love to get some more peace, though. But thank you for watching. We do appreciate you for being here. Thank you to EVMux for your software. Your town hall was interesting this week. No major news releases from them. Thank you, OBS, for always being a sturdy backbone to the live streaming world. And miss you, Christian. Hopefully you are having a great business trip there and business as well. To all of you who checked in, thank you once again for watching. I am Mr. BPG, signing off for this week, getting ready to go to figure out what happened to our stream on Rumble and, get into all the silly stuff I get into as well. See you next time. That was a nightmare for me. Oh my God, what was I doing?